Where the Heart Is by Annie Groves. Read by Christine Dawe. Prologue. Christmas Day, 1941. Katie Needham couldn't wait any longer. It was Christmas morning after all, even if it wasn't even 6 o'clock yet, and she had been so very patient, promising herself that she wouldn't open Luke's letter until it was Christmas, hoping that saving to read it then would help to make up for his being so far away in Egypt, while she was here in Hampstead. Her small attic bedroom in the house where her parents were currently living with friends, now London was being heavily bombed, was freezing cold, and Katie thought longingly of the coziness of her room in her fiancé Luke's family home in Liverpool. She was missing the warmth and bustle of the Campion household already, and she'd only arrived here yesterday, she acknowledged guiltily. She felt under her pillow for Luke's letter, her guilt dissipated by the heady warmth of her love and excitement as she retrieved her precious letter and then reached out to switch on the bedside lamp. A tender smile curled her mouth as she traced her own name on the envelope. One day, when this awful war was over, she would be Mrs. Luke Campion. Mrs. Luke Campion. Quickly she opened her letter from the side, as she had been taught to do, working for the Postal Censorship Office, her heart skipping a beat when she saw Luke's signature at the bottom. Oh, Luke! Tenderly she pressed her lips to it, closing her eyes as she did so, as though somehow she could conjure up Luke himself to put his strong arms around her, his dark head bent over her own, his warm lips on hers, kissing her. Oh, Luke! Oh, she mustn't cry. After all, there were thousands of young women who, like her, were facing Christmas without the men they loved, some of them knowing that their men would never be coming back to hold them and kiss them. Katie's hand shook slightly as she smoothed out the airmail letter and began to read. Katie. Just Katie? Not even dear Katie? Never mind dearest. But then Luke was on active service in the desert. Katie, I'm writing to tell you that I wish to bring our engagement to an end. What? No. There must be some mistake. Frantically, Katie read the cold, matter-of-fact sentence again, and then a third time, her distress growing with each read, tears of shock and disbelief blurring her vision as she tried to read on. Through the good offices of a concerned friend, I have been warned that you have been seeing someone else, no doubt believing yourself safe from discovery, with me out here in the desert. A concerned friend? Who? A horrible certainty, mixed with a dreadful sinking feeling, invaded her tummy. Carol! It had to be. But surely not. Carol knew how much Katie loved Luke. Katie and Carol had been such good pals, working together, and Carol dating one of the men under Luke in his role as the unit's corporal. But then Carol had got involved with an Irish boy they'd met at the Grafton dance hall, and her head had been turned by his attentions. Katie hadn't deliberately got Carol into trouble when she had told their supervisor about these Irishmen asking so many questions. But the reality was that Carol had broken the censorship office rules of secrecy, and she had been dismissed. She'd blamed Katie for that, and had threatened retaliation. But to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?